Are we nearly done?
Oh, no, honey, we'll be here for a while. We need to take some more out of there, right? We need some more off the stomach, and then we're gonna start on the legs. Oh, honey, Letterman says no.
What about Kimmel?
Don't worry, we'll get you fighting fit. Jesus, how does somebody let themselves get like this, huh?
It's a lack of self-discipline, I suppose.
I had 2 babies.
Well, a lot of women do this after they've had children. They just basically let go.
Really? God, it's terrifying.
I suppose I should tell you what this bitch is thinking. You'll find me in the studio and not in the kitchen. I won't be bragging about my cars or talking about my chains. Don't need to shake my ass for you, cause I've got a brain. If I told you about my sex life, you'd call me a slut. When boys be talking about their bitches, no one's making a fuss. There's a glass ceiling to break, there's money to make. And now it's time to speed it up, cause I can't move at this pace. Sometimes it's hard to find the words to say. I'll go ahead and say them anyway. Forget your balls and grow a pair of tits. It's hard, it's hard, it's hard out here for a bitch. It's hard for a bitch, for a bitch. It's hard, it's hard out here for a bitch. It's hard for a bitch, for a bitch. It's hard out here. If you're not a size 6 and you're not good looking, well, you better be rich or be real good at cooking. You should probably lose some weight, cause we can't see your bones. You should probably fix your face or you'll end up on your own. Don't you want to have somebody who objectifies you? Have you thought about your butt, who's gonna tear it in two? We've never had it so good, we're out of the woods. And if you can't detect the sarcasm, you've misunderstood. Sometimes it's hard to find the words to say. I'll go ahead and say them anyway. Forget your balls and grow a pair of tits. It's hard, it's hard, it's hard out here for a bitch. It's hard for a bitch, for a bitch. It's hard out here for a bitch. It's hard for a bitch, for a bitch. It's hard out here. A bitch, 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 a bitch, a bitch, 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 a bitch, bitch, a bitch, 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 a bitch, bitch, a bitch, inequality promises that it's here to stay. Always trust the injustice, cause it's not going away. Inequality promises that it's here to stay. Always trust the injustice, cause it's not going away. Sometimes it's hard to find the words to say. I'll go ahead and say them anyway. Forget your balls and grow a pair of tits. It's hard, it's hard, it's hard out here for a bitch. It's hard for a bitch, for a bitch. It's hard out here for a bitch. It's hard for a bitch, for a bitch. It's hard out here, bitch. It's hard for a bitch, for a bitch. It's hard out here for a bitch. It's hard for a bitch, for a bitch. It's hard out here.
Question time.
Well, after this disaster, let's hear what the questions are.
Well, the message behind the video is the combating of double standards. Did
Obviously.
you recognize this? Did you recognize this?
Yes, it was way too blatantly obvious.
Okay, do you think she did effectively?
Yeah, she proved her point. I believe. All of the scenes with money flashing and women behind. Yeah, was quite memorable.
Okay.
Yes, I think she does. Clearly, the video is a parody of many songs in which clips the girls are like sexual objects and nothing else. And
can you think of an example of such clips?
Birdline, I think.
Birdlines of that's the song of Robin Thicke.
Yes, I think Lilly Allen addresses double standards, but this is in order to eliminate them. I think that there mustn't be any double standards in all aspects of life. And I have a favorite quote, which is, "Slut is a woman with the morals of a man." So I really think that no matter if you're a boy or a girl, it's your own life, it's your own business, and people should not mess up in it.
The first question, yes, I do. For example, she said, if I told you about my sex life, you would call me a slut. When boys talking about their bitches, no one making a fuss.
No, I don't recognize these double standards. I think she's talking about how hard it is to be a woman, and the double standards. She mentions these double standards in only one sentence, and yes, she did it effective.
The first question is, do you think there's an intention behind the dance, and any intention behind the dancer's movements?
Well, yeah, they're doing it on purpose to
Малко повече ако говорите, защото се чува.
They are doing it on purpose to make up an ironic meaning and to overdo some of the moves that people do in the normal music videos.
Of course, today's clips show women's body and women's in general as some kind of an object which you can use as your personal entertainment, but I don't really get why is that, but I don't mind it.
Does it bother you that Lily doesn't dance or dress as provocatively as her dancers?
Of course it bothers me, everyone should be sexy.
It doesn't bother me. Actually, I think that is a good thing because Lilly Allen is the singer and it's not necessary for her to show her body to get attention and more people to watch the video.
How do you think this video influenced behaviors?
I think that after people watch this video, they won't be influenced, and people who behave like that will stop doing this.
Okay.
Oh, by showing such way of behaving, the video provokes young girls and teenagers to act like the dancers in the video, and thinking that this is the only way to attract attention to themselves. And it's silly, because seeing a 12-year-old shaking and working, it's just silly.
Do you think the video is misunderstood by young audiences?
Probably is, because they're too young for such topics, and I don't think they understand really.
Okay.
I think the young audience misunderstood the video.
Well, I don't know what the younger audience thinks, but I think, as I said, it has an ironic meaning, so they probably misunderstand it.
Now some quotes.
Why do you think she says, "Forget your balls and grow a pair of tits"?
Well, what I think about this video is, she is trying to combat double standards by creating the reverse polarity of the double standards, which is, let's put women on a pedestal and make men
feel miserable about being men and having balls. So she's sort of trying to combat double standards, but she's using the same weapon, so it's basically retarded, if I may say. Forgive me for the language.
What do you think she's saying with the quote, forget your balls and grow up a pair of tits? In my opinion, she wants to say that with the men, should to put ourselves at women's place.
Some answers in Bulgarian.
Каква е връзката между въведението и останалата част от видеото?
Добре, значи във въведението е показан един модел на поведение.
Не, за подражание. Не модел на поведение.
Зивно! Така. В въведението е показан модел за подражание, който е изграден от обществото. А в втората част от видеото е показан пародия на същия този модел. И Лили Ален го усмива и показва колко е глупаво и как изглежда отстрани.
Добре, много благодаря за интервюто.
Welcome!
Пред теб какво е отношението на родителите на Лили към видеото й?
Предполагам, че се гордеят с нея, защото ако моето дете да прави видеоклип, който го дават по YouTube и телевизията, ще бъда горда.
Да, ма тя е известна певица вече. Де факто, какво мислят за конкретния клип и нещата, които са показани в него?
Не познавам, няма как да знам какво си.
Според теб?
Не според мен, мисля, че би трябвало да са съгласни с нея и да я подкрепят.
Добре. Мерси много за интервюто. Чао!
Как според теб това видео се отразява на поведението на по-младите?
Хората, които не могат да разберат, че това е иронично, може би искат да продължават или следователно да го обсъждат и да изразяват недоволството си. Хората, които разберат, че това е иронично, просто го виждат, разберат, че има такова нещо и не се тая.
Добре, благодаря ти. That's all.